Hey, welcome back, OctoClean Media family. We are going to be talking today. Moses has put this piece of paper in front of me, and today we're going to be talking about before you start a commercial cleaning business, what do you need to know, right? So you need to watch this. So if you're thinking about it and you've been watching our channel, you know, Greg is like really excited you about what cleaning looks like, and I've overwhelmed you about how you need to bid jobs. Let's see what we can do with this, have some fun with it today. But don't forget that a lot of the things that we're going to be discussing today are available on octocleanmedia.com as a member. That's really the spot that we should be going towards. If you're serious about doing something, then show what that means, right? What that means is that you're going to become a serious student of the business and of the industry. And over the last 30 years that I've been doing this, we've learned a lot by trial and error. You know, and the question you need to be asking yourself is how much pain do you want to go through? How much money do you want to spend trying to figure this out on your own? I can tell you from experience, I paid a lot of tuition over the last 30 years of learning things the hard way. And some of those things have come from very expensive hourly billing from different folks. So you really need to know what these things are before you start a business. And that's why you're here. And so let's get into it. Number one question: what's the biggest mistake that you see new commercial cleaning business owners make in their first year, and how can they avoid it? The number one thing is that you haven't set up your business properly. You don't have a business account, you don't have an LLC, you don't have insurance, you haven't figured out your uniform code, you don't have an actual name of your business, and if you do, you don't have anything branded. When I say that, I mean a polo, a business card, right? It's just like, oh, I got a mop bucket and a mop and some vacuums, a duster, I'm good. Like, let's start the business. You need to actually do the business side of the business first and know all that. That said, another huge mistake that I've seen in the first year of business is some people getting so bogged down in finding what their logo has to be, the perfection of their brand, that they do nothing else. Like, that's all they do for the first year, is just try to figure out how a logo would sell something. Logos don't sell. Business cards are an introduction. Sales people sell. Owners sell. So don't get so caught up in having that perfect brand, because all you're really doing is procrastinating because you're afraid to go out and actually talk to people. That's going to be one of the biggest things I see people do as well. So understand that, you know, you've got to be legal, you've got to have your stuff buttoned up, but don't let perfection be the enemy of progress, right? That's something that I see way too often. Question number two: how do you know when you're ready to start bidding on commercial accounts? And what should every new owner have in place before their first walkthrough? Well, you're not going to know until you go out there and start doing it. So, you know, what I would tell you is that we walk a lot of new business owners through the bidding process on OctoClean Media, whether that be as a group, you know, supporting each other, or that be through one-on-one coaching. Even with all of that, there's still mistakes that are being made, even with all of our experience. And most of the time is because, you know, it's just like having a kid. You know, I tell my child to do X, Y, and Z, and then you go do something else. So, you know, there's some rebelliousness that happens in there. It's like, no, we know better. It's like, yeah, your 6 months worth of experience is certainly giving you that right. So we want you to know that you're going to still make some mistakes, but what you really need to know is, you know, I would start with, what kind of buildings do you want to clean? I mean, if you're going to go out and you want to start bidding accounts, like, what is your niche market? Is it just going to be whatever comes in the door? Because that's a big mistake. You got to know where you're going to actually go and clean. With that, it's easier to develop a bidding process because you have certain niche markets, right? Of medical or schooling or whatever. And those are exclusive bidding styles and systems, right? So that's what I would tell you, is to do that. Obviously, you need to know what information you need to collect before you go on your first walkthrough: square footages, fixture counts, things like that. If you're here, it's likely that you've already heard a lot of this stuff from me. If you haven't watched the how to bid janitorial jobs video, you probably should go do that. And it talks a lot about these types of things. And there's just so much information out there. But if you really want to, you know, the difference between, you know, the spray and pray mentality, shotgunning your business versus like having a specific target and knowing what you're going to hit, the difference between the two: you're in a spray or pray media site right now. We can't be surgical with this thing. When you get into OctoClean Media, we can be pretty surgical. right? We can have real conversations. We can really get into the weeds on what's happening with your accounts. And when we get the one-on-one coaching, like, man, that's a whole nother conversation. But seriously, this is a great place to get good data, but it's not a great place to move the needle all the time. So, octocleanmedia.com, that's the spot. Next question from Moses. Thanks, Moses. When pricing a commercial cleaning contract, what factors matter the most that beginners often overlook? That's a good question. I would say usually it's going to be density, right? So like people don't always consider how many people work in an area. They go into a car dealership that has large open dealership showrooms and they bid that the same way that they would a cube farm. That's not smart. So you have to understand square footage and density. And I don't see a lot of people really focusing on that. And I think I surprise a lot of folks when I get onto one-on-one coaching calls and they say, well, it's a 25,000 square foot space. And I'm like, okay, well, tell me more about the space. Did you take pictures? Do you have video? What is the density of this area? And then we can start looking at what the scope of work is and what the frequencies are and all those kinds of things. But I need to know what my production rate is. And I think that's where we just miss, like over and over and over again. And then you get in there and you're like, I'm not making any money. Well, yeah, because you didn't consider the amount of trash cans that have to be emptied, the amount of desks that have to be dusted, versus a showroom, as I gave in the example, where you're really just dust mopping and mopping the floor, right? You're not touching the cars, you're not doing any of that stuff. So it's fast, highly productive and efficient work. And why do you have to experience those mistakes when you can just learn them from experts? Just a thought. Yeah, all right, next question. If you were starting a commercial cleaning business today with limited money, where would you invest first? And what expenses would you avoid? You start with contract sales. I hear a lot of folks that I talk to, they're like, well, I'm doing post-construction cleaning. And well, that's fine as long as that is a strategy to get into the building for recurring contracted revenue, right? If you're going in and that's all you're doing, you're spending a lot of time and it's a huge distraction from what your actual core business would be, which is contract sales, right? When you have recurring monthly revenue, that is then something you can stack on top of. Avoid the distractions unless those distractions are a way into a contract. That would be my number one piece of advice there. With promo code SUMMER26, you can save 20% on an annual membership to OctoClean Media. You'll gain access to live coaching calls, regularly updated courses, downloadable templates and guides, and a community of commercial cleaning professionals. Use promo code SUMMER26 at checkout and save 20% on your annual membership. This offer is available throughout July and August only. Visit octocleanmedia.com and start investing in the future of your business today. Okay, and for our last question, again, thanks, Moses. Question number 5. What systems should a commercial cleaning company build from day one to make growth easier as they add more clients and employees? Well, you said it, systems, right? I think what a lot of people make the mistake of, especially when you start out, you're a sole practitioner, right? This is the only thing that you are doing, and you never really think about, well, what happens when I have to hire? That's not something that is going to always be your choice. You're going to fall upon a great account that requires 3 people. So what you have to have, even if you're cleaning by yourself, is what is your training plan, right, for new employees? What is your quality control process? What's your supervisory plan going to be? These are the kind of things that we don't build operational systems early enough, even though we don't have employees. You have to pretend that you have 5 right now. And if you have 5, you need to pretend you have 15. And if you have 15, you need to pretend you have 50. Right? So how am I building systems and processes so that I can prepare myself for the inevitability of growth? When it comes to your clients, it's going to be a lot to do with communication process. Like, how do I create a communication system that's going to make it easy for me to get information from my customer quickly and reliably? And I think that's where a lot of folks, again, fail, is you're waiting to, go and visit a client to get complaints. That's a mistake. Or, you're waiting for the complaint to come in through a phone call, and you're so busy dealing with your lack of process and systems for employees that you're dealing with them all the time and you don't answer the phone. And because you don't answer the phone, that client gets frustrated. And because that frustration has occurred, now who are they calling? They're calling me. Is that what you want? Is that how you want to grow a business? I don't think so. So in the time that you actually have available to you right now as a sole practitioner or a smaller company, in that time, you need to start thinking about what this company looks like when you have 10, 15, 50 employees, right? And what it looks like when you have 10, 15, 50 customers, 500 customers, right? Scale, 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 think forward. Don't wait until something smacks you in the face and then you make a decision. So don't forget, folks, OctoClean Media is a great place for you guys to learn a lot of what it is that we've been talking about in this video as well as others. If you want to have a, supercharged type of experience in the growth of your business, having real mentors and other people who are in the industry right now that are going through the same problems that you are, or if you're new and you're like, I don't know if I want to start this business, and maybe you get a little bit of exposure from the folks who have started something. So thanks again, Moses. Appreciate all of you, and we'll see you next time. Subscribe to stay up to date with the latest, and make sure to join us at octocleanmedia.com. We host weekly coaching calls and regularly update our guides, templates, and courses designed to help you improve your cleaning business. See you next time.